Hello, welcome back. So we do have this breaking news to bring you, very sad news. Former One Direction member Liam Payne has sadly died in Buenos Aires at the age of 31. The pop star reportedly fell from a third floor of a hotel in the Argentinian capital of Buenos Aires. That is according to American outlet TMZ. Several witnesses told the publication that Mr Payne had fallen from his room at the Casa Sur Palmero Hotel shortly after 5 p.m. local time on Wednesday evening. Emergency services are believed to be present outside the hotel, where a red tent has been erected at the scene. Investigations into the 31-year-old's death are ongoing. Now, he shot to fame, as most people really will remember, back in 2010 on X Factor, with former bandmates Niall Horan, Zayn Malik, Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson. He was previously in a relationship with British pop sensation Cheryl Cole, and the pair welcomed their son, Bear Gray, on March the 22nd, 2017. So, is another devastating aspect to this story, of course, as well, what Liam sadly leaves behind. I'm just hearing now as well that we do actually have proper full confirmation from Argentinian police now in the last few moments confirming the death of Liam Payne. For more reaction on this now, I'm joined by the showbiz journalist Sarah Robertson. Sarah, a pleasure to have you on the show, albeit, of course, under incredibly difficult and depressing circumstances. Liam Payne's death, a total shock.
Massive shock, Patrick, indeed, as this news has just broken. Sorry, I'm speaking to you from a train carriage. Yes, this news has just come through, obviously, in the last few minutes this evening. And it's just unbelievable. I can't actually take it in what I've been told. Liam Payne, only 31, as you pointed out, member of One Direction, one of the biggest boy bands in the world that we've ever seen. And to have lost his life and be told this tonight, it's absolutely devastating. One Direction fans are obviously coming to terms with this. They can't take it in either. It is just unbelievable. And I feel so sad and so sorry and devastated for Liam's poor family and the son that he leaves behind, Bear.
No, indeed. And look, because this news has just broken in the last couple of minutes, we've had proper confirmation from the Argentinian authorities. So, yeah, we're yet to see any kind of reaction from his former bandmates, etc. But, I mean, this will actually reverberate around the world. I mean, the scale of One Direction's fame is almost unfathomable, isn't it?
It's absolutely huge, Patrick. It really is. And something like this, when you have these celebrity deaths, but something of this, it's just on another level. He is, they were huge. I mean, can you remember when Zayn Malik quit One Direction? And that reverberated around the world. And that was just Zayn walking out of the band. There were people holding vigils, crying, and that was just for Zayn leaving the band. For this, I can't even imagine how it's going to affect his fans. They will be devastated and in shock. But there has been a lot recently affecting Liam. He's been in the press. He's had some negative headlines previous to this. He was caught up in shall we say, a salacious row with an ex-girlfriend of his. Unsubstantiated claims that were coming from that side. And you do wonder, do things like that take an impact on the celebrities themselves when they're caught up in these scandals? Is the only way that I could say
So
it.
he had quite recently had a few issues personally, had he, that were playing out?
Yes, that's right. Sorry, I'm just going to move around because I'm having problems with my phone. I don't know if you can see me.
No, that's fine. You just keep talking, and we've obviously got things that we can play over the top of you. So,
such a serious subject. Sorry about this. Yes, he was caught up in something of a row, and there were some negative headlines surrounding him over the last week or two, which has been ongoing, and we just don't know. I mean, we haven't had the full report yet through from Argentinian police, so we don't know the actual circumstances leading up to what happened to that fall from the balcony. But whether it's coincidence, I don't want to say too much at this point in time. But there has been obviously he's obviously been dealing with some negative impact, shall we say, which has come towards his way in the last few weeks. But I mean, I'm not going to say any more about that now because we don't.
No, exactly, and it wouldn't be right to speculate, and we don't want to speculate. You know, this news has just literally come through to us in the last few minutes as well. I mean, thoughts massively with Cheryl and indeed his now, young son as well, who, of course, he leaves behind.
It's so strange, Patrick. Like, I've interviewed Liam quite a few times, and he's just the friendliest, loveliest lad. He really is. Like, when you see him on the red carpet at big showbiz events, he always remained really down to earth, really humble, really grateful for his success and how well he did. And he was always very appreciative of it. And also, I want to say as well, he was very family orientated. He absolutely adored his family. I mean, as I said earlier, I can't imagine what they're going through right now. They must be reeling from the shock, as is the rest of his
What
fans.
was he like when you interviewed him and you spoke to him? What was he like as a person? Because he was an absolute out and out global megastar. They all were, and it's easy to become a bit jaded or to be out of touch with reality and all of that stuff. What was he like as a person?
He was lovely, Patrick. He was really, really, really lovely. As I said earlier, very down to earth, very grounded, very grateful and appreciative of his success. He would make time for you. If you were on the red carpet, he would come over, he would answer questions. He didn't act starry, even though he obviously was huge, as you say, the One Direction fame and all of that carries with it. But he was always very, very easygoing, relaxed and chatty, and kind of like understood that as showbiz journalists were obviously there to do a job, and we would want to get a good interview, and he always gave good answers, and he was just a good lad. That's the way to describe Liam. He was a good lad. I can't actually believe I'm saying this in the past tense.
Yeah.
It's absolutely baffling. Someone so young with so much to live for. He was handsome, and he was what you call that kind of like cheeky chappy. He had a very enigmatic smile. He was, as I say, a good-looking lad. You could understand why Cheryl fell head over heels for him and him for her.
Indeed. We're just getting a little bit more information through here. This is a quote from the City Ambulance Service Provider's spokesperson, and that person is Alberto Crescenti, said that he fell around 40 metres, Liam Payne, and suffered severe injuries that were incompatible with life. The actual quote is, the alarm was raised at 5:04 p.m. local time. A person was lying in an internal patio at the hotel called Casa Sur. At 5:11 p.m. an ambulance arrived and the man was unfortunately pronounced dead at that exact time. Afterwards, we found out that he'd been a famous singer. Unfortunately, the injuries that he had suffered as a result of the fall proved to be fatal. There was no possibility of resuscitating him. Supposedly, he had actually been seen recently in Argentina because he'd been supporting his former bandmate Niall Horan's concert in the country at that time. So he'd been there for a little while. Some of the tributes that are coming in at the moment. Paris Hilton has got there straight away. So upsetting to hear in the news. Jedward as well, sending strength to Cheryl and his son Bear and all of the One Direction family. Rest in peace, Liam Payne. Condolences to his family and friends as well. Look, a really shocking story that seems to have just come completely out of the blue. Liam Payne, sadly dead at the age of 31. Sarah, look, thank you very, very much. It's been tremendous to have you on the show. Much appreciated you joining us. And it just, I think, just goes to show how kind of startling this news is, in a sense that we've managed to get you whilst you were on a train going somewhere as well. So you take care. All the best. There's Sarah Robertson there.